Have you ever had someone stop mid-conversation, eyebrows raised in disbelief, and say, "Wait, there's no way you're that age"? Maybe they thought you were 5, 10, even 15 years younger than your actual age. At first, you smile. You take it as a sweet compliment. But deep down you wonder, why does this keep happening? Is it really just good skincare or lucky genes? What if I told you it's not about your moisturizer or your family tree? What if looking younger than your age is a signal, a reflection of something deeper, more powerful, hidden within you? It's a sign of your psychology, your emotional intelligence, and the quiet choices you've made, even when no one was watching. You see, people who consistently look younger aren't just physically glowing, they carry a different kind of energy. And today I'm about to reveal exactly what sets them apart. So if you've ever been told you don't look your age, this video is for you. Pay close attention. You're about to find out why. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because I promise you, there's so much more life-changing content coming your way. You won't want to miss it. You have an unbreakable spirit. Have you ever met someone who's lived through chaos, heartbreaks, betrayals, financial collapse, yet when you look at them, they seem untouched by time? They smile, their eyes sparkle, their presence feels light, and you ask yourself, how is that even possible? Their secret: they carry an unbreakable spirit. See, your mind affects your body far more than you think. The burden of stress and emotional trauma doesn't just live in your thoughts. It settles into your face, your posture, and the way you move through life. People who defy aging aren't just lucky. They've learned how to take hits from life. Hard hits, and still get back up without losing their light. They don't let their emotions control them. They've mastered one of life's harshest truths. Stress is a silent killer, not just of your peace, but of your youth. Let's be real. People who age prematurely often have one thing in common. They carry the weight of the past like armor. They never take off. They replay their failures. They cling to grudges. They live in constant worry, and that worry becomes a permanent expression on their face. Stress puts your body into survival mode. It floods your system with cortisol, the stress hormone. And what does cortisol do? It speeds up aging. Wrinkles deepen, skin dulls, your body and soul feel exhausted. But then, there are people like you, the ones who faced storms, yet still choose to rise. They may fall, but they don't stay. Down they take the blows, but they don't let them define their worth. That's mental toughness. That's resilience, and guess what? Your face tells that story. The vibrance in your skin, the glow in your eyes, the calm in your smile, all of it reflects the power of a spirit that refuses to be broken. So if people often say you look younger than your age, ask yourself this: do I keep going even when life knocks me down? Do I laugh in the face of hardship instead of letting it steal my joy? If yes, then maybe, just maybe, you've already unlocked the secret to timeless youth. Not just in how you look, but in how you live. And if you haven't mastered that, yet here's the good news. You can start today. Let go of what you can't control. Turn your scars into strength, because life will try to leave marks on you, but you decide where they show, on your face or on your soul. That kind of unshakable spirit we just talked about, it doesn't just protect your soul, it also opens the door to something equally powerful, the ability to embrace change, not fear it. You embrace change instead of resisting it. Have you ever noticed how some people move through life with a spark, an openness that feels almost childlike? It's not immaturity, it's not naivete, it's aliveness. These are the people who've discovered one of the ultimate keys to staying young. They don't resist change, they welcome it. You see, one of the quickest ways to age, mentally, emotionally, and even physically, is to grow rigid. Stubbornness doesn't protect you. It wears you down. When we fight against change, when we try to hold life still and refuse to adapt, we get stuck in a loop of stress, frustration, and eventually stagnation. Our minds close, our routines become repetitive, and slowly, our bodies start to reflect the tension we carry inside. It's in the posture, the furrowed brows, the tightness in someone's walk. Have you seen it? That subtle but heavy energy of someone who's surviving, but not truly living. Now contrast that with people who seem to glow, even in their 50s, 60s, or beyond. They have a lightness, a radiance. They don't let age define what they can or can't do. Instead of clinging to the comfort of what they know, they say, why not try something new? They're curious, adventurous, willing to grow and evolve. No matter their age, they don't live in the past, they live in what's possible. And here's the fascinating part, science agrees. Studies show that people who stay mentally and socially engaged, who continue learning new things, maintain sharper brain function, better memory, and even healthier bodies. It's like giving your brain and spirit a workout, and it shows. You can see it in their eyes. You can hear it in the way they talk, with excitement, with purpose, with imagination. They don't carry the weight of resistance in their faces. They radiate a kind of energy that feels timeless. So next time you wonder why some people seem decades younger than their birth certificate says, look at how they relate to change. Are they flowing with life, or are they fighting it? Because here's the truth. Aging isn't just about time. It's about tension. And when you resist life, you invite tension to live in your body. But when you stay open, when you stay curious, you stay vibrant. You stay connected to life itself. People who flow with the seasons of life, who greet the unknown with a sense of wonder. They don't just stay young in appearance. They stay young in spirit. So if you've been clinging to the past, fearing the new, ask yourself, what would happen if I just let go? What if I trusted life more and controlled it less? Because maybe, just maybe, youth isn't something you preserve. It's something you practice. Remaining open to change keeps your soul young, but staying curious. That's the spark that keeps your mind alive. Your mind is always curious. There's a myth out there that youth is all about appearance. Smooth skin, shiny hair, fit bodies. But here's the truth, that's only surface level. Real youth, it starts in the mind. And the moment you stop being curious, when you stop asking questions, stop exploring, stop learning, that's when aging begins. And I don't mean wrinkles or grey hairs. I mean the kind of aging no cream can reverse. Mental dullness, emotional weariness, and a spark that slowly fades away. When people fall into the same old routines, when every day starts to look like the one before, when they stop stretching their minds and start settling, they don't just grow older. They grow stagnant, you can see it. In their posture, in their tired eyes, in the flatness of their voice and the way they walk through life like they're counting the days instead of living them. Now compare that to someone with endless curiosity. They light up, they lean in, they ask why and what if. They explore new hobbies, question their own beliefs, and seek out unfamiliar experiences not because they have to, but because they want to. They treat life like an adventure instead of a burden, and the result, their minds stay sharp, focused, alive. And when your mind is vibrant, your body responds. Science backs this up. Mental stimulation doesn't just make you smarter, it literally slows cognitive decline and delays the physical signs of aging. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. But if you keep feeding it curiosity, it stays strong. And here's the best part. It changes your energy. Ever noticed how curious people seem to glow? There's a sparkle in their eyes, a brightness in their expression. They move with enthusiasm. They speak with wonder. Why? Because they see life not as something slipping away, but as something worth discovering every single day. And that mindset, that fire, is reflected in how they look. Not older, not tired, but lit up from the inside out. So, if people often tell you that you look younger than your age, pause and ask yourself, am I still curious? Do I seek out new ideas, new passions, new parts of myself? Do I grow, or do I just go through the motions? Because if the answer is yes, if you nurture that hunger to explore, then congratulations. You've unlocked one of the most powerful and underrated secrets to staying young. A curious mind doesn't age, it evolves. Keep that flame alive and time will never truly catch you. You express your emotions freely. Here's another secret that many people overlook. Your emotions don't just affect your mood, they shape your appearance. Have you ever looked at someone and thought, wow, they look like they've been carrying the world on their shoulders? It's in their eyes, tired, in their expressions, hard and tight, in their presence, heavy, like life has worn them down. Now compare that to someone who looks years younger than their age. Their face feels lighter, their eyes seem brighter, their energy softer, calmer, more at peace. So what's the difference? Emotional expression. Emotions are not meant to be buried. When you suppress what you feel, whether it's sadness, anger, grief, or even joy, you're not avoiding pain, you're turning it inward. And your body takes the hit. That inner tension builds like pressure behind a dam. It tightens your muscles, spikes your stress hormones, and slowly, invisibly, etches itself into your face. Those who never allow themselves to cry, to scream, to laugh out loud, or speak their truth, they may look composed on the outside, but inside the weight is aging them faster than time ever could. Over the years, unexpressed emotions turn into lines on your forehead, tension in your jaw, fatigue in your eyes. And it's not just poetic, it's biological. Suppression leads to chronic stress. Stress increases cortisol, and cortisol weakens skin elasticity, drains your energy, even harms your immune system. So the next time you wonder why someone looks older than their years, don't just blame lifestyle or genetics. Sometimes it's the emotional baggage they've never put down. Releasing your emotions instead of bottling them up keeps both your spirit and your face light. But there's another piece to this puzzle, something just as powerful: the energy you allow around you. You express your emotions freely. Now take a closer look at those who seem to age gracefully. The ones who look younger than their years, who radiate ease and openness. What's their secret? They allow themselves to feel. When they're happy, they laugh, fully and without restraint. When sadness hits, they don't fake a smile or pretend everything's fine. They cry, they speak, they release. They allow their hearts to be honest, and this emotional honesty, it keeps them young. Their faces don't carry the burden of years of unspoken words or emotions buried deep inside. They don't wear a mask of forced composure. Instead, their expressions remain alive, fluid, vibrant. It's no coincidence that cultures which encourage emotional expression, where people hug, cry, dance, and speak their truth, often have individuals who appear younger, more energized, and more connected to life. That's because emotional release is nature's anti-aging remedy, one that no luxury product can replicate. Science agrees. People who regularly express their feelings have lower stress levels, stronger immunity, and better overall health, both physically and mentally. So if people tell you that you look younger than your age, maybe it's not just your skincare routine or your DNA. Maybe it's because you don't let emotions rot inside you. You laugh when it's funny. You cry when it hurts. You speak when something matters. And in doing so, you free yourself, not just in the mind, but in the body. Because the face is not just skin and bone, it's a mirror to the soul. And those who let their emotions flow freely, they remain youthful in the truest sense, not only in appearance but in spirit. You surround yourself with positive energy. Now let's talk about something most people overlook when it comes to aging: your environment. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt the air turn heavy? Or spent time with someone who left you feeling emotionally drained after just 5 minutes? That's not just in your head. Energy is contagious. Whether it's positive or negative, it rubs off on you, and eventually it shows in your body. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, complaints, criticism, toxic conversations, it doesn't just affect your mood. It wears you down. Literally, your muscles tighten, your stress hormones spike, your nervous system stays on edge, and over time, that emotional weight shows up physically, in your posture, in your face, in your health. Look at people who seem much older than they are. You'll often see tired eyes, deep frown lines, and a heavy presence, as if they're carrying the emotional weight of everyone they've ever encountered. Now, contrast that with someone who looks effortlessly young. They have a lightness, spark, a glow that feels hard to explain but impossible to ignore. So, what's their secret? They're selective about their environment. They choose to be around people who uplift, inspire, and energize them. People who bring laughter, not drama, support, not judgment, joy, not pessimism. They know that negative energy is a slow, silent poison, and they refuse to let it poison their lives. Science again is on their side. Studies show that positive social interactions reduce stress, boost the immune system, and even slow the aging process at a cellular level. Yes, real connection, shared laughter, and meaningful conversations don't just make you feel better, they help you stay younger. So if someone's ever said to you, "You have such youthful energy," take a moment and look around. Are you surrounded by people who feed your fire, or those who slowly extinguish it? Because the truth is, youth is not just about how you look. It's about the energy you carry, and that energy, it's shaped by the people you allow into your life. So if you've created a circle filled with kindness, encouragement, laughter, and light, it's no surprise that you look younger than your age. You've surrounded yourself with what keeps your soul alive. So much of your youthful energy depends on the company you keep. But there's another equally powerful source of vitality, one that burns from within: passion, purpose, a reason to wake up each day. You live with passion and purpose. Have you ever looked at someone and thought they just seem tired of life? Not physically tired, but emotionally worn out. Their face is blank, their posture slouched, and their presence feels dim, as if they're just moving through the days without really being there. They seem like they're waiting for time to pass rather than living it. Now compare that to someone whose presence is electric. They speak with energy. Their eyes light up when they talk about their dreams. They move with intention, as if life is something they're excited to chase, not simply endure. So what's the difference? Passion, purpose. A deeper reason to get out of bed, not out of obligation, but out of desire. People who lack purpose often appear older than their years. And it's no mystery why. When life feels empty, when there's no spark on the horizon, your mind starts to fade, your spirit dims, and your body follows. You lose that inner glow, that magnetic energy, and slowly, the weight of emotional stagnation begins to show on your face. Just like physical inactivity weakens the body, mental inactivity dulls the soul. But then, there are those who glow. No matter their age, they exude energy from the inside out. They don't drag themselves into the day, they leap. They're building something, creating, learning, exploring. They have something to look forward to. And that changes everything. It's visible. In their tone of voice, in the way they walk into a room, in the brightness behind their eyes. And yes, science backs it up. Studies have shown that having a strong sense of purpose leads to reduced stress, lower inflammation, and even a longer lifespan. Why? Because when you're pursuing something meaningful, whether it's your career, a passion project, a cause, or even a personal mission, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the very chemicals responsible for joy, motivation, and energy. These aren't just feel-good chemicals. They quite literally keep your skin radiant, your body more active, and your mind more resilient. So if someone has ever told you, "You seem so alive," maybe it's because you are. Maybe you found that thing, that spark that fuels your soul and pushes you forward with enthusiasm. So ask yourself this: are you just existing, or are you truly living? Because if you're stuck in the same routine, uninspired, doing things out of habit instead of heart, your body will know, and eventually it will show. But if you live with purpose, if there's a goal, a dream, or even just a small daily joy that sets your spirit on fire, you will radiate an energy that defies your age. Because in the end, youth isn't about how many years you've lived, it's about how fully you feel alive. And those who live with passion, they never truly grow old. You let go of the past. Now let's look at one of the most silent, invisible forces that can age us faster than time ever could: the past. Have you ever seen someone whose face carries a weight they never speak of? Their eyes seem distant. Their smile doesn't quite reach their cheeks. It's as if they're haunted by moments they can't escape. Memories that have wrapped themselves around their spirit like chains. The truth is, when we hold on to regret, guilt, resentment, or pain, it doesn't just affect our thoughts. It transforms our entire being. It buries itself in our posture, our facial expressions, and even our health. Every unresolved conflict, every mistake we replay over and over, every emotion we refuse to release, it all builds tension inside the body, and over time the damage becomes visible. Stress hormones like cortisol surge when we dwell on things we cannot change. And what does cortisol do? It breaks down collagen, accelerates aging, deepens lines in our skin, weakens our immune system, and slowly exhausts us from the inside out. People who carry emotional weight often look hardened, like life itself has etched pain into their features. They seem older than their age, not because of biology, but because of the burden they've never put down. Letting go of the past doesn't just lighten your heart. It might just be the most powerful anti-aging decision you'll ever make. You let go of the past. Take a closer look at people who seem light, vibrant, and effortlessly young, regardless of their age. What's their secret? They don't let the past define them. They've made peace with what once hurt them. They understand a powerful truth. Holding on to pain doesn't punish the people who caused it. It only punishes you. Instead of clinging to regret, they root themselves in the present. Instead of reliving past mistakes, they choose growth. Instead of carrying resentment, they choose freedom. And science supports this shift in mindset. Studies have found that people who regularly practice forgiveness, mindfulness, and emotional release experience lower stress levels, stronger immune systems, and even longer lifespans. Why? Because when you let go of grudges and regrets, your body follows. It stops bracing, it relaxes, it begins to heal, and in that healing, something amazing happens. Your face softens, your presence becomes lighter. You glow from within. So if you've ever been told you look younger than your age, maybe it's because you've made the conscious decision to stop carrying what no longer serves you. Maybe you've chosen to release the anger, the guilt, the self-blame, and instead walk forward with peace. But if you're still holding on to an old wound, a silent grudge, a past you can't seem to forgive, ask yourself, is it worth your joy, your glow, your life force? Because the truth is, That emotional weight doesn't just affect your spirit, it quietly ages your body too. But the moment you choose to release it, you'll feel something shift. Lighter, freer, younger, because the past is heavy. And those who let it go, they walk with a radiance that time simply cannot touch. So now you know. Looking younger isn't just about skincare, genetics, or luck. It's a reflection of your mindset, your habits, your energy. And if you're not quite there yet, if you're still feeling weighed down or worn out, start here. Begin with one small shift. Adopt these psychological habits and watch how not only your spirit changes, but how your body follows. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to STOIC HAVENWAY for more content that uncovers the hidden truths about psychology, mindset, and living a vibrant life, no matter your age. Share this video with someone who always gets mistaken for being younger. They might discover a truth in here they never expected. And now I'd love to hear from you. What's the wildest age mistake someone has made about you? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. Until next time, stay youthful, stay powerful, stay true to yourself. And I'll see you in the next video right here on STOIC HAVENWAY.